Sorry kids, my Photoshop crashed, so I had to reopen and start a new video. So we're pretending that I did a really good job of cleaning up. We can still see that I left some background that you guys won't leave behind, but I'm just doing this for a tutorial. So now we need to bring Josh over to our document that we downloaded. So I deleted that girl here, and now we're ready to bring Josh over. Notice that Josh is an RGB file here, Roy G. Biv. And if you want to, I'm not telling you you have to, but if you are interested in using the Liquify tool to change any of the aspects of yourself, you have to do it in RGB mode before you bring it over to our CMYK document. So if you wanted to go to Filter and Liquify, you'll see that it has face aware liquify, and it notices that it's a face, and you can go ahead here and change the eye size or the eye width and the tilt, the distance between your eyes, your nose, any of this stuff. Maybe you wanted to smile a little bit more. Oh, I like that a little bit better. And so you can change any of these aspects, but you have to do it while you're in RGB mode. So I'm going to hit OK. I'm glad that I'm smiling a little bit more. And now I need to bring Josh as well as the mask over to my document. So I can't just simply Command A, Command C and bring it over. I actually have to click and drag it over so that it brings the mask as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this over. I clicked and dragged it out. I'm going to hit Command A, Command C to copy, and then I'm going to click and drag it into my other document. And what that did was it also brought the mask. Again, if I just copied and pasted, it wouldn't have brought this mask over there. So now I'm going to place him where I want to be, and Command T to transform. I want him to be a little bit bigger. And great, right there. And I'm going to hit enter, return to freeze that. So remember that I did a really bad job, but if you see something like this, that means that you need to go into your mask, Alt, and you actually have to clean that up. So notice that I didn't do that. I just kind of rushed in there. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of this delete me folder because I have 3 images and I put some masking on it to make this collage. So I'm going to delete this. And I downloaded 3 pictures. We're going to pretend that Josh has Swedish descent. I went to Pexels and I downloaded 3 images that had to do with Sweden. So we have this map of Sweden. We have the snowfall of Sweden, and we also have this castle in Ireland because he's Irish too. Okay, so now I need to bring these over, and I'm going to put them behind this blue layer. So underneath, so it's kind of like this beautiful collage of his ethnicity sitting in the back. So I'm just going to go ahead and Command A, Command C, bring it on over, Command V. I need to put it behind. Maybe I'll place this above. I like that right there. Okay, I'm going to go and get the Swedish map, Command A, Command C, bring that over, Command V. I'm going to move that down. I'm going to end up masking out some of this. And then I'm going to go and grab this castle, Command A, Command C, and I'm also going to bring that over. And I'm going to put that right here and Command T to make it smaller and bring it up here. And I'm going to turn off all these other layers so I can concentrate on, what's going on here, which isn't very beautiful. So I'm going to try to create this little collage back here. I'm going to go ahead and put a mask on every single layer. Okay, and I think the first thing I'm going to do is put a gradient mask on this so that my my map actually blends into the trees in the background. So I'm going to go over here and grab a gradient, and I'm going to make sure that my mask is selected. And I'm going to hit, yeah, I like that. Okay, so I'm going to put that right here. Then we have this castle. Like, what am I going to do with this castle? Oops. so let me move this up. And I like that. So we see Sweden, and then we have this castle. So work with this castle. I think I want to, I'm going to put it here. And then I'm going to mask it out. So I'm just going to take my brush and pull right, holding down Control Alt and down and up to soften it. And I'm going to get rid of this. I'm actually going to hit Alt and select my mask. And I'm actually going to take my paintbrush or my paint bucket and actually fill in this white area. Oops. Make sure that the mask is selected and not the picture. Oh, I did the whole thing. So I'm going to pick this and this. So I picked the white with the magic wand tool, and now I'm going to pick the brush, make sure that it's on the mask, and fill this in. That's pretty good. That did a pretty good job of actually doing the around the edges. And then here we go. So now I have this like tower. Okay, let's turn on my layers and see what this looks like. The only thing I don't like is that I see this car and I want just really the map to be showing. I'm going to move this over and Command T to transform it. And that's pretty good. All right. Looking good. And then at this time, if you want, you could use any of those tools, spot healing brush tools. If you see any, food on your face from breakfast. If you want to blur out any details, you could do that. Blur out some of your pores. You can totally do that. Notice that Josh has kind of a yellow tint, and this happens because we took these pictures indoor with warm light, so he has this like yellowy tint. So I want to take care of that. What I'm going to do is go to the adjustments layer, and I'm going to pick Hue Saturation, and I'm going to select the yellow, and I know that there's too much yellow in here because of the yellow light from the classroom. So I'm just going to desaturate the yellow, and you'll notice that his skin is going to become much more natural looking, and that looks so much better. So I'm really glad that I did that. And you might play around with a couple other brightness contrasts, see if that kind of helps. Add a little bit of contrast right there. Now I want these to be attached to just Josh and not all these other layers. So what I'm going to do is hit Alt, and then I'm going to wait until I see this little guy show up. And this will, when I click, it will link these two together. So now Josh is going to be the only one that has hue, saturation, and brightness attached to him, and it's not going to affect the other layers. So at this time, I'm just going to File, Save As, and you're going to save it as your first and last name, and we'll call it R Round Lake. And I'm going to save a PSD version, and I'm also going to save a JPEG version to my desktop. All right, and I highly suggest you ask if yours looks, beautiful before then. Obviously, I had a lot more work I had to do around the edges, and I might give you some feedback about that to make you look the very best for your portrait. All right, awesome.